recognition in a little bit, but I'm going to talk a little bit about warm market. Okay. I see some new people in the room. Love seeing new people. I'm sure we have some new people logged in as well. I want to talk about how to deal, how to think, how to approach your warm market. Okay. Why do we talk to our warm market? Why does it have to be? And we don't have to do anything. You can do a lot of different things. Why do we encourage you to talk to your warm market? Who's brand new? Who's new here? I see one. What's your name?
Caleb.
Caleb. What's your warm market? Do you know what your warm market is?
I would believe your warm market could be similar to your target market, who those individuals we want to have as potential recruits or also potential clients.
Okay. Target market. But what's warm market? What's warm market versus a cold market?
Your warm market, I would believe, is those who you will most likely want to engage with. Your cold market is those who may be outside of those who you don't want to be engaged with, possibly.
Okay. Who's training you?
Jen.
Let me write her up. She's on my report here.
I do want to add something else. You did talk about.
No, you can't save her now. You already got it. Jen Lee, please report to the boss after turn. All right, who else is new? Marquita, what's warm market?
Warm market are the people who are closest to you, so family, friends.
Co-workers, associates, people that you play basketball with, go to church with, people that you eat lunch with, neighbors. That's your warm market. What's your cold market?
Cold market are basically about anyone you don't talk to on a daily basis. Running to on the street.
Yeah, maybe somebody that has their resume posted or a Facebook associate, but there's no real rapport. There's no real connection. Now, our cold market is obviously unlimited, but our warm market is still pretty unlimited as well. Okay. Now, I want you to understand this. The reason why we encourage you to speak to your warm market, number one, it's the most effective. And number two, it's the most cost effective. Right? I have invested, just invested in other businesses. Sometimes we run things on Google advertisements, Facebook advertisements. That can run up to hundreds of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a month. Some people might get a table at a job fair. That could be $500, which I'm not discouraging anybody. It's just not as cost effective. So unless you have an advertising budget of several hundred dollars a month or thousands of dollars a month, and it's not even the most effective way. Whose alarm is that? What is it?
It's outside.
Huh?
Outside.
I thought I'm at my old age. I'm like, is that me? Because you guys didn't even flinch. I'm like, what the hell? I got a ringing in my head. And it's just the most effective way, right? But what's the downside? We get the most nervous about talking. So it's totally normal. What are they going to say? I'm a little embarrassed. Am I going to help them? I borrowed money from that person. I never returned it. Whatever it is. Some of you guys may have had another opportunity before or another business you've started. So you feel like, man, I may have potentially burned that bridge. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some effective ways on approaching your warm market. All right. Mm-hmm. And here's another point. When we see people that have had success, especially early on, always remember, don't compare yourself. Some people come in, they already have a lot of great relationships built. They've already been successful in another field. They already have an incredible market. those appointments were already set. Those recruiting appointments were already set long time ago. Here, we just come in and execute. So sometimes, man, how did this person get 20 appointments right away? Dude, they've known these people for a long time. When I got in the business, that was not my story. Right? A lot of you guys know, right? Samir, I've known Samir almost all my life. We grew up in the same neighborhood. Our parents were friends. We grew up in the same community. I'm 2 years older than him. I had my car before him. All these things. He would always tag along with me when I'd hang out with my friends. And, you know, in high school, I was the man, homie, right? You know what I mean? So when he would come with me, he wanted, and I still took me a year to recruit him. He's a guy that did everything I ever asked him to do. He would never think twice. But when I got in this opportunity, because I got him in something else in college and it didn't pan out. When I talked to him about this, he's like, nah, man, I'm in school. You can't hold a job. So I mean it. And so it took me some time to recruit him. Samir was the same way. He tried to get his friends. It didn't work. So don't get discouraged when other people have success right away. They might come in with a lot of different skills, attributes. Some people might be higher up in their religious organization. They know everybody. It's very easy for them to get involved. They're already leaders. They already have credibility. The relationships are, now that's okay. You still got to build your network. You still have to build relationships. You still have to build credibility. Okay, so when talking to people in your warm market, one thing that I have noticed, right, and I've been using this a little bit, and I'm kind of throwing this out there because I think that this could work. So I've been training some new people, and you know, I'm learning what people are doing for referrals, and that's the number one reason why you want to talk to people, is because we want more places to go. That's why you want to talk to people. Yes, we have an agenda. We hope they do business with us, but if Hannah can introduce us to other people, we have more places to go. And what I'm saying now is not just I want help. Okay, remember, we're always saying help, favor, excited, training, referrals. But now what am I saying? Hey, listen, I need you to write reviews for me. Are reviews popular online? Are testimonials popular online?
Yes.
Hey, I need reviews. Sure, I'll review you. I need testimonials. So if you can see what I'm doing and you can be one of my presentations at the end, you can give me a good review if you like what you see. Because I do stuff, right? I mean, you know, my daughter we need reviews. When we go to their swim class, hey, can you write us a review? Can you do this survey? Every single thing I do, write me a review, rate this app. Can you write a review, right or wrong? Right. Am I the only one that has this?
No.
So you got to start thinking. You got to change your language. Oh yeah, I'll write you a review. I'll be a testimonial for you. Be excited, but not overeager. There's a difference. Overeager. Look, has anybody been interviewed before from a normal company? Anybody, any seats here? There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. What happened in the interview? Now they might have offered you the job after the interview, but like my interviews, they sized me up. Why should we hire you? Tell me about your skills, right? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They weren't like, oh man, when I walked in, desperate. Wow, you're here. Thank you. Will you sign up quickly? We don't do things like that, right? There's a difference between being excited and being desperate. We're not begging. And there's a difference, Shondell, between what? Selling and begging. I can say, Shondell, you'll be great. I think it'd be awesome. And if me and you together, we could really do something special. But I'm not going to beg, oh, please, please, please. You got to do this. I really need, no. Why? It's the wrong posture. We're not begging anybody when we talk in our warm market as a client or as a recruit. Now, the easier approach too with your warm market is always clients. Always remember that. It's always, this may not be for you. Take a look at what we're doing. Come check it out. You can introduce me to people. So they can just look and see, not feel any pressure. No, you'll be turned down. Always remember that. Okay, this is for new people. Not everybody's going to say yes. That's part of the game. Follow up. We've heard that. Adarian, what's follow up?
Reaching out to people you already reached out to.
Right? They may have said what? Not yet.
Not yet.
Not now. You know, things are busy for me. Brian Tracy says, on average, you have to talk to people 5 times. And most people give up after 1 or 2. Esmaldo, you've been in the business before, right? You were in the business before, and then you came back, right? You never really left, but you became inactive, right? Is that right? And the timing came right, and now you come, now you're full-time, now you're doing great, right? Always remember that. The timing's not always right for people. So you got to go back to people. See, sometimes people say no, and then what happens? You give up. You obviously didn't really want them on your team or want them as a client. Because Brian Tracy says, on average, you know, there's a $1 million earner in our hierarchy. They're actually a $2 million, not hierarchy, in our company. There's a $2 million earner, Mark and Sue Younger. Rick Susie recruited them. He called them over 30 times. 30 times. 30 times. Because he believed in them. He knew that they could do well, even if they didn't. And then finally, they decided to give it a start. Now they make $2 million a year. I don't know what she did, but he was a FedEx driver. You think he bothered them? You think he harassed them? Maybe. Do you think they feel that? Do you think, or do you think they're thankful and grateful? Man, thank God you didn't give up after 20. When talking to people, every single person, always ask for referrals. Always. Anytime you talk to somebody, ask for if they know anybody. Hey, do you know anybody who just, and not just do you know anybody? What questions do people ask? You can raise your hand, right? Hey, do you know anybody that just got married? You know anybody that just left their job? Do you know any? Because people think what? When you give them something specific, then they start thinking of you. Do you know anybody who just had a kid? Yeah, I actually do. Never say, do you know anyone? Do you know somebody that just got married? Do you know somebody that just had a kid? Do you know someone that just left their job? You know someone that had a major life change? Do you know anybody that just moved to the area? Do you know somebody that's looking for something part-time where they need extra money, but they want to keep their job? Their mind starts. And if you ask, they know that you'll ask again, and then they'll come up with names for you. There is an art. I think I'm on echo there because I heard myself. There's an art to asking for referrals. I knew it. I knew it. That's right. I'm trying to figure out my hearing and not going crazy at the same time. And have fun. You know, I wanted to do an exercise, and if people on Zoom can post to the chat, especially if you've been here for a while. What is your most embarrassing moment in this business? I got a couple. I'm gonna say one for Samir in a second. So yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Don't worry. It's kind of hilarious. Okay. I remember one time, because we get to go see people. You know one thing, we put ourselves out there and we talk to people. People say yes, people say no. More people probably say no than say yes, but enough say yes that you can get absolutely wealthy. I'll sign up for that. And the no's, they suck, but once in a while, they're hilarious.
Yeah.
And I like to laugh. Like, I like to laugh. I enjoy, like, when I laugh, like the dopamine, like, I love it. So if I get a hard laugh, it's a great day. Anybody like that?
Yes, yes.
Right? And I like to laugh at other people, their misfortune, their failings. I love it. You guys know that about me, right? So one time I went on an appointment, and I try to be really prepared. I'm a pretty serious guy, right? And the person's name, I'm going to spell it, okay? It was L-E-D-I-A-N-E. Okay? L-E-D-I-A-N-E. Okay? L-E-D-I-A-N-E. So I had this older couple. I was a young kid. I think I was, what, 24, 25. Remember Jerry and Brenda? You remember that couple? And they were like 60. Okay, so it was an odd couple right there. All right. And we go on an appointment. This person, it was in their warm market. And the first thing, I'm all prepared. And I say, what's their name? What's their name? How do I say their name? And it was whatever, a normal guy name, Jim, Paul, Jose or something very easy to say. And Lee Diane. And I go, okay, Lee Diane, that's it. Okay, is that how it says? She's like, yeah, Lee Diane. So I'll never forget. I'm mortified. So I go to the appointment, and this is back, obviously when you go see people in person. So you go, hey, shake their hand. Hey, how are you? My name's Shaq. Thanks. Hey, Jose. Hey, Lee. And usually, and I learned my lesson really quickly. Never say somebody's name. Let them say it to you. I'm Shaquille. Then let them say it. Okay. So I say, hey, Lee Diane. And she goes, it's Ligiani. Just left. So I got a story for Samir too. So we were making calls, and we were calling people we didn't know. And I remember he was at my house. I think Dante was there. We were at my house, and we gave him some list of people to call. And so this is Samir, and this is his life and how he talks to people, and just how he talks to random people.
That was one weekend.
Okay. And so he called this person, and was talking to them or whatever, and then he ends up, and he's like, all right, I love you. But this dude said, I love you too. I was like, who says that to normal people? Hey, and it was like a giggle too. It was like they really, did you know that? Did you guys? Hey, all right, see you later. I love you. I love you, blah. I love you too. He's got some funny stories. And you can post them to the chat. Because remember, look, and I mean this, you got to have fun with the business, right? You can't take these no's personally. I know a lot of people, they'd be great at the business. They just don't see it. They don't have the vision. They don't have the ambition, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, you want people. We don't look for couch potatoes. I always remember that, right? Tanya Post said that. Like, we don't look for zeros. That people have to have a level of dissatisfaction in their life. And I'm not talking about being grateful or generally overall happy, but like they don't like their financial situation. They don't like their job. They don't like their commute. They want to upgrade. They want to level up. They want more out of their life. That's ambition. That's drive. They have things that they want, especially that cost money. And they're willing to work. Because, hey, you know what? This $35,000 a year job for me is just not enough to provide. And they're willing to go to work. That's what we want. And so when we put ourselves out there and we talk to people, sometimes they just don't see it. I love my parents more than anything in the world. My parents and I, I'm here because of my parents, my mom and my dad. I don't take that for granted. I came up in a great household with parents that supported me, loved me, but my dad still, he didn't become a client right away. He did an appointment with me, but he didn't become a client. He supported me. He bought me tapes and audios. You know, I remember, you know, when I was struggling in the business, he would order me books and audio CDs and give them to me for, you know, to help me and, you know, all these things. But he said, look, if you got to show me you're serious. And I followed up with my dad, and I obviously it was very easy. I lived at home, but I talked to him about becoming a client. It took 18 months. 18 months. And I appreciated my dad. Why? He taught me it doesn't come easy. What do you think? Because you're my son, I'm just going to give you my money? No. Let me know you get licensed. Let me know you're competent. Let me know you're serious. Let me know you're committed. Let me know you're dedicated. Let me know this is not just one thing that you're starting and you're going to stop like every other thing that I did. And that's another way to win your warm market. When they see you change and they see you dedicated, they follow you. They follow your passion. They follow, man, what, are you focused? Are you serious? My dad saw after 18 months of showing up to every training, changing, buying books, reading them, improving my vocabulary, improving my daily routine, great attitude, commitment, driving to all these. Hey, where are you going this weekend? I'm going to Pennsylvania. I have a conference. My dad would ask, what are you learning? Right. And, you know, my dad did the same thing. A lot of your warm markets, you know, sometimes they tease you, right? How's your business going? He knows it's not going well because I just asked him for money to fill up my gas tank. You know, but my dad, right? My car, I drove old cars. You guys know that. And so I had, you know, a little stupid Honda Accord from 1996. This is like 2000, you know, 10 years old. It needed to get fixed. My dad would just take it, just get it fixed. He's, oh, the light's on. Oh, daddy, I'll get it fixed. You know, whatever. I didn't have $200-300 to get whatever fixed. The transmission went, whatever. My dad would get it fixed. I have the audio tapes in there. Hector Lamarck audio. And I go home. My dad said, hey. I said, what's up? How wide are you? How's your field training going?
Oh my God.
I promise you. How wide are you? And he said that to tease me, but he also acknowledged, I know you're working hard. I want you to know I'm paying attention to what you're doing. And that made the minor victories that much sweeter. When I would get a client. Now you should see how my parents talk about me. You should see when they refer a client to, oh, you need to talk to my son. You should see them when, because my dad's, you know, he's, you know, especially in our community, he's an OG in the community, right? So some of the younger people might come, oh, you need to, if you're serious and you'll work hard, then you need to talk to my son. He runs his own business. He may train you. He'll say stuff like that. Yeah, he's done very well. He has a lot of people, you know, whatever it is. And the amount of pride that, and there's obviously a lot of examples. That's a very specific example with my immediate warm market, hot market. But it's all over. My sisters, people in the community. And they say things about you. Why? Because you did these little things about you put yourself out there. You're talking to people. You have a good attitude. You follow up with people. You ask for review. And even now, I still even my sisters, hey, I need a couple clients this month. Can you know, I'm doing this. Can you write a review here online for me? Can you do this? I joined this new group. I need you to come as a guest. Whatever it is, I'm always asking my warm market. Always, 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 because it's the most effective and it's the most cost-effective way. And so, you know, I'm going to bring Samira up, right? Come up now. And then on Saturdays, the most important thing is setting up appointments. Always remember that. And if you're not on appointments, you're not connected in our business. And now's a great time where people are reviewing their goals. They're reviewing their financial plans, or their financial situation or their family situation has changed and they need reviews. They need annual meetings. You got to ask, and we should be bombarded with appointments. If you have an existing client base, talk to them. Referrals. I need more people to sit down with. I'm going for a goal. I'm going for a promotion. You say something to get more appointments.